All right, Field of Dreams 25th anniversary celebration Father's Day weekend in Dyersville, Iowa. Kevin Costner joining us on the show. 25 years since Field of Dreams. Feel like that long ago?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't seem that long. But it's a good reminder if you do something and it has a high level of meaning, it can last. And in my business, that's considered what happens on the weekend, number one movie, and then a week later you forget about it because another movie comes along. You realize that the art form does allow for something to, travel through time, and occasionally it does, and when it does, it gets that really cool word called classic.
But if I said to you 25 years ago when you just got the script, hey, in 25 years, we're going to be talking about how great this movie was, what would you have said?
I'd say no, but I'd say there's always a chance because that's what happens, like I said, when you make a movie. There's a chance. So you got to make up your mind the kind of things you want to do. But I do remember reading it on the couch and thinking, wow, this has a little gold dust on it. It's very Americana. It's probably made for, $10 million. I don't know what we made it for, but it had gold dust on it. I could feel that, and I thought, well, I just thought if we can hold our line, we can make it really good. I didn't know that it would become kind of like our generation's It's a Wonderful Life.
Explain gold dust.
Well, I just, I went, I really believe in writing, and what happens is I'm not a great writer, and when I read great writing, I went, oh my God, that I didn't see that coming. Because it's not a movie that I would have done based on a pitch. If somebody comes in and says, "Look, the guys are going to come out of the cornfield, you're going to be losing your farm, and it's going to be dead guys that Gil Hodges," and I would have said, "Just hey, whoa, stop right there, Dan, we're beating this into the ground. Stop, really stop right there," and that's why, and so. On its surface, no, I don't buy any of it. But what happens is a great storyteller, a great writer, suddenly makes it come alive. You believe, and too often when you read stuff, everybody can write, but not everybody's a great writer. And so it had a magic in its writing.
Did you have to audition?
No, I didn't. It came to me, and I wasn't going to be able to do it. I literally was going to do a movie called Revenge before it, and Revenge kept getting stalled and stalled and stalled. And I said, look, there's this little movie in the corn that I want to do. And they go, no, you can't do it, but we're going to be starting this movie in another week. And after that happened about 3 or 4 times, I said, you know what? I'm doing this little movie. And the producer at the time said, well, I'm going to sue you. And I said, that's the first thing that comes out of your mouth, always. And I said, do what you want to do. And I was pretty early in my career, and I found myself standing alone against one of the most, notorious producers in our town. And I said, no, I'm going to do this movie. You jacked around too much, and I'm going to do it. And like I said, he goes, I'm going to sue you. I said, well, you're a smart guy. Figure it out. Do what you're going to do. And about a week later, he called me and goes, look, I'm going to flip these movies. You can do that little corn movie, and then you come right to me, and then you do my movie. And I said, see, you're smart. You figured it out. And I think I was on the cover of Time magazine that year, and they talked about those 2 movies, and somebody who was talking about it said, yeah, the movie to watch for is Revenge, which, by the way, I like very much, but and this other movie probably will come and go very, very quickly. It was actually written in Time magazine. Will come and go very quickly, and look where we're at.
He's Kevin Costner, Field of Dreams 25th anniversary celebration, Father's Day weekend in Dyersville, Iowa, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. More questions about Bull Durham or Field of Dreams if we're out in public?
It's even. Both movies are really beloved. Shelton, gave me 2 great American characters in Crash Davis and in Tin Cup, and they're just both very beloved movies.
Let's say you could do a sequel on Bull Durham, Field of Dreams, I don't know if Tin Cup, the senior tour, but if you could do a sequel, what would you do the sequel on?
I think it'd probably be Bull Durham. I would probably do that, but it never came across my table.
Would you have been a manager?
Yeah, I think he would have. I think he had a fundamental understanding. I think he would have gone that way. I think he would have taken Sarandon with him if he wasn't an idiot.
Well, you know where
you got to have somebody blowing in your ear.
You know where I stand on Sarandon and Bull Durham. I just thought that was she was spectacular.
Well, I got to tell you, it was a moment in time that gave her a second life on her career. And I'm not to say that she's not a great actress, but that movie part boiled down to two actresses, and I won't say the other one because it's also a friend. And I knew in the back of my mind, I thought, my God, this is going to change. It's going to, and so the one that doesn't get it isn't going to have that change in their career, maybe. And I just, because you can read a part sometimes and you can just know. And you want to talk about two, this is going to sound weird, two studs going after the same thing. You talk about two seasoned actresses going after a part that you know can change their career. And sure as hell, when Sue got it, it just her professional life blew up again all over again. And I knew that was going to happen. I could just see it, and it was like I was kind of happy and I was kind of sad because I thought, wow, this is like watching two people you like fight and know that it's to the death.
Well, and plus, the whole Tim Robbins thing, and he's fallen in love with her in real life, but then, you're kind of competing with him in the movie. We didn't know that at the time, but you could almost, now you can look back. I don't know, can you look back and see sort of Tim and her and how that relationship, that chemistry was happening?
No, I did. I'm like such a dumbass. I had that happen on a couple of sets where, two of the people fall in love, and I'm thinking, gee, where was I? I was like, I'm like having fun with them, I'm laughing with them, and I'm like, maybe I'm not seeing the foot under the table, the hand on the knee or something. Yeah. So it's like, and it's not like I'm an unaware dude. It's just I didn't see it. It made sense to them. And it's also a credit to them that because that probably would have made things tough on me, that they've got this kind of, hookup going and a relationship. I don't exactly know when it started, whatever. Just I never really asked them. And but because they're the kind of actors they were, they didn't let me know about it, which was really helpful. Because the script says I get the girl, man.
I know. Got the bathtub scene at the end. You're good to go.
I got to tell you something about that bathtub scene. It was a very cool scene, and all the young guys start there with me. Want to know about the movie? No, they want to know about the bathtub. That's what they want to know about. And and it's like, don't you remember that speech yet? But let's start with the bathtub. It's like you're like dealing with somebody that's like a dog that doesn't know they had their last biscuit. They go, no, I get that, but I want to know about the bathtub. That day, it was a magic of Hollywood. It was like we had all these candles, as everybody remembers, but it was lit like a Denny's. It was just bright light, and I kept looking at Shelton. I kept looking at the DP, and I said, "Hey, man, is this supposed to be romantic? Because this is like bad porn. It's like terrible lighting or something. What are we doing here? This is supposed to be romantic." And the guy goes, "Trust me, it's going to look dark. It's going to look all this thing." And I'm thinking, okay. and it did, but it was like one of those odder things where you go, I look at Sue and I go, "Does this feel right to you?" And she's going, "No." And so we just thought, well, let's outact the lighting.
You wanted good porn. You didn't want bad porn shown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's like it was lit like a cafeteria. I can't tell it, but the magic of now I know what's going to happen. Everybody's going, "Wow, do you think he watches porn? Do you think so?"
We all do, Kev. It's okay. It's an unspoken truth here. The one scene in Field of Dreams, and I don't know how this affected you and if your father was still alive, but you want to have a catch. Boom, right to the heart. And
well, that was our crash scene, right? That was our big climax, right?
Yeah.
That was our big fight. That was our big army chase. That was our thing. You want to have a catch. The whole movie boils down to that last line. So if you don't have this inherent love of what this game is and the notion of fathers and sons and what goes unsaid, that blows right by you. You're some executive go, "What the hell's going on here with this script?" Nothing happens. I mean nothing. Okay, who cares about the 60s? Nobody. But the truth was, when I read this thing, I was like, it hit me on the couch. And the one thing that I have to say is I almost didn't say you want to have a catch, because when I played with my dad on the West Coast, he said, "You want to play catch? Play catch." And and I talked to the director about this, and it was like, I said, "How come you wrote this? You want to have a catch? I never have said it like that. Have a catch." And he goes, "Well, that's what we say on the East Coast." And I kind of went, "You know what? Okay, let me try it." So it was actually a term that was a little bit unfamiliar to me. I used to say to my dad, "Dad, let's play catch.
Yeah,
let's play catch, and not have a catch."
Did that affect you though? Was your dad alive when you shot that?
Oh yeah. Oh. Listen, my dad, the earliest days I can remember were, walking, to go play hardball in Compton, California, and we'd have to walk through the school to get back to where the field was, and he had these steel spikes, and I would make him put them on so I could hear that sound. I was only like 4 years old, but I loved that sound of the spike on the metal, that click, 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 and we grew up in a time where you had one pair of shoes. I mean, the tennis shoes you had, you played in the game. The cleats you had, and he'd say, "No, this wears the cleats down." And I'd say, "Please put them on. I love that sound."
We had Jen Garner on. You were starred with her in Draft Day. Is she as good a kisser as I remember?
She's like really a great gal pal. I got to tell you, you don't kiss and tell. Come on,
Well, I just did. I think I just did. But
yeah, you kind of did. I tell you what, I'd make another movie with her in a second.
Man, she loved you. She really did.
Yeah, she's smart about movies. She's smart about what she has to do. She's very much like Sarandon. I mean, there's just like, she makes everybody feel like they have a chance, and nobody does.
Favorite part of the weekend? What are you looking forward to in Dyersville, Iowa?
Well, I'm going to take my guys with me. I've got a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 7-year-old, and they have no idea I'm in the movies. They just simply don't. Once in a while they hear my voice on TV, and they just haven't really put it together. But I'm taking them back, and then I'm going to see what this means. I mean, we're going to watch the game in the middle of the field, so it'll get dark, and pretty soon the fireflies will come, and I'm sure that will become more interesting than a movie to them. And then I think the next day I'm going to play some music. I'm just going to get up on stage and play an hour and a half with my band with all the people in Iowa.
Did you save anything from Bull Durham? Are you a memorabilia guy? Did you save anything?
Yeah, I keep my stuff, and
I like that.
But the most important is I got the car, man. I got that '68 Shelby Cobra.
Oh, you got the girl and the Cobra.
I got the car and I got the girl in the movie.
Oh, that's right. You didn't get her in real life. My bad.
I did. I got to tell the guys, enough of the bathtub. Wake up! It's a movie. But I got the car,
man.
and I remember the producer of it. We bought the car for $14,000. We fixed it up, and I asked him, if I could buy the car, and he kind of raised the price on me. I said, "Man, I got the movie made for you." And just, and we just went out. We just paid for the car, and I have it to this day sitting in the garage. The license plate is called Crash.
How much is it worth?
I think it's worth about $200-300.
Nice.
But I keep looking at this actually because I saw some kind of weird car about 6 months ago go for $27 million. It was a Ferrari. McQueen drove it, and I'm thinking, well, my Mustang has a pretty good pedigree. It's a Cobra to begin with. It's a convertible. It's a quintessential California car. It's got the movie. So I don't know. I'd sell it for $15 million.
Well, have fun this weekend with the boys, and great to catch up with you.
Thanks, Dan.
Kevin Costner